Thank you all so much for joining us and for being here on this incredibly important and historic day. I do want to start by please inviting the Honor Guard to come up and post the colors.
Prepare to post colors. Ready? Post.
Thank you so much. I don't know that all of you know this history, but we are standing in VFW Post 1. It is literally the first VFW post in the world. First one ever created was on this spot. You could say the movement to take care of and support and look after our veterans started at this post, in this building. Which is why there is no more powerful place for us to gather today to mark an equally important step in the history of caring for those who deserve our deepest support. Today we are here to announce that Denver has ended the cycle of street homelessness for veterans in Denver. That means for the first time ever, no veteran has to sleep on the streets in our city. Period. We now can quickly bring those veterans into transitional housing. We can put them into a safe, stable, and private place to lay their head every single night. We know where all of our veterans are. We know where to find them, and we have housing available for those that need it. That's been a dream for a long time for this country, for our city, and for our veterans. For us to be able to stand here today and say that we will meet that fundamental promise to those who have given everything to this country is a moment of great pride for this city. I'll say what this means is that for the first time, the city of Denver has created a system that allows us to be able to identify where every single veteran is, what services they need, how to connect them to those services, and how to make sure they're connected to those services immediately. So that on the same day that a veteran can enter homelessness, we can identify them, we can contact them, we can connect them to a bed, and they can get back indoors immediately. I am delighted to be joined by Amir Faruqi, our partner from the VA, who I'll invite up in a minute, who's been an incredible partner in this. Incredibly grateful to Jamie Wright from our host team, who'll come up and talk more about this. But probably most powerfully of all, you get to hear from Brian today, who is a veteran in this city, who has served this country in Iraq and Afghanistan, who has struggled with the challenges of homelessness, and who has found his way out, and whose beautiful art hangs on the wall around the corner if you want to see it. We know that our veterans have given so much, and we know they have so much still to give. But we also know that this country that they have given everything to has to make sure that we show up to give them back what they deserve most of all, which is a roof over their head every single night. We're incredibly proud about this day today. We think what it means is the creation of a system that coordinates all of our Denver service providers to ensure that veterans are identified immediately, they're placed into safe transitional housing immediately, and we can get them connected into long-term permanent housing. We know that there is no easy fix for homelessness. The folks who are veterans in this post are no stranger to difficult challenges. They know what it takes to give everything you have to a hard problem and find your way through. This marks a major milestone where this city has given everything we have to find our way through for folks who need us the most. And we think today marks a new start in what will be our commitment to those who've served this country. I would like to now introduce to talk a little bit about our partnership and the way that we've been able to mutually arrive at this point today that we're so proud of. Our leader from the Veterans Affairs, Amir Faruqi. Amir, if you come on up, we'd love to have you here.
Thank you so much, and good morning, everyone. First of all, I do want to say, as Mayor Johnson mentioned, it has been a strong partnership. We've been so glad to have him, as well as the others who are here with us as our partners throughout this journey. I do want to share a few things. Again, my name is Amir Faruqi. I'm the interim director at the VA Eastern Colorado Healthcare System. I'm really excited and honored to be here today to talk about our efforts here in Denver and in the area, along with the mayor's office supporting veterans and ensuring that every veteran in Denver has shelter and resources. No veteran should be homeless in this nation that they sought to defend. This is our rallying cry at VA, and at VA, with the help of our partners, we are committed to ensuring that veteran homelessness is ended because it is our nation's duty to ensure that all veterans have a place to call home. Our VA Eastern Colorado homeless team, some of whom, by the way, are over here, they work every day through methodical outreach to bring veterans in off the streets and support their housing and healthcare needs. Through collaboration with our community partners and, of course, with the support of the mayor's office, this community has been able to identify and match the right resources for housing of veterans quicker than ever. The All-In Mile High initiative has already proven to be a game changer for us because of the resources committed by the mayor's office, which has allowed us to provide support to veterans in Denver faster than ever. As of last week, our team worked with 100 plus veterans in the city and county of Denver, moving them inside to shelters. I want you to think about that, as while there may not be snow on the ground right now, or not very much, we know snow is coming. Would we want any other human life to have to deal with being unsheltered in the situations that can be those who are especially most vulnerable? They are currently working, in addition to the 100 plus that they worked with last week, they're currently working with 15 more individuals to move them inside immediately. Overall, across Eastern Colorado, our VA homeless team has housed 732 veterans during fiscal year 2024. That was 105% of our national goal set by the Secretary of the VA, Secretary Dennis McDonough. Now, none of this would be possible without our community partners. And so I especially want to take this opportunity to say thank you to the Built for Zero team with Community Solutions, Ian Fletcher and Melanie Lewis Dickinson. The whole team at the mayor's office, especially our host team, or host office, who you'll be hearing from, Matt Dufresne from HUD for his technical support with All Inside, the Denver Housing Authority, the VFW Post One, who are not only hosting us today, they've been wonderful supporters throughout for us. They've actually hosted us for different veterans events for VA. Actually, what was it, just maybe about a month or two ago even? And so they've continued to be a wonderful supporter. So thank you all for your support to us. And especially, I want to thank our frontline staff because they are out there on those outreach teams. They're going out into hotels. They're going out into shelters. They're going out to the underpasses or the houses where someone may be, just even the story that was shared with me earlier today. Thank you to our VA Eastern Colorado Healthcare System Homeless Program team. And especially, I want to say a thank you to our section chief for our homeless program, Miss Missy Mish. I want to say thank you to our coordinated entry specialist, Lauren Lipinski. I want to say a thank you to our HUD-VASH coordinator, Heather Powers, all of whom worked tirelessly to support our veterans, and also a special thank you to Mark Eschler, our Community Resource and Referral Center program manager, formerly now our VA Homeless Outreach Coordinator. And here's the message I especially want to share, and I would ask all of you to share. If you are a veteran who is homeless, or at imminent risk of homelessness, or if you know someone who may be homeless or at risk, please call the National Call Center for Homeless Veterans, and that number is 877-424-3838. I'm going to say it once more, 877-424-3838. It is staffed 24/7 with trained counselors who can talk with you right now and connect you with your nearest VA for help. If you are a landlord or a housing provider with housing units, please consider renting to veterans who may be in their process of recovery, who are, to help support their health, their wellness. If you are a business owner, please look at individuals who might be homeless so that you can support their growth, their life, their sustainability, their sustenance. Hire homeless or formerly homeless veterans. For more information on renting to or hiring homeless veterans, please visit va.gov/homeless. Thank you all so much for your time and support. And now I would like to pass the mic to Dr. Jamie Reif, who is the Chief Housing Officer and Executive Director for the host, or Denver Department of Housing Stability. Thank you.
Today is a really, really proud day here in Denver. It is a day that has been 5 years in the making. And it was a day that a lot of us were told was not going to be possible, and it is. About 5 years ago, a group of us got together and said, we think we can work to solve veteran homelessness. We launched about 4 years ago the Built for Zero initiative across our city and have spent the last 4.5 years working together to bring today to fruition. We started by trying to understand who are even our veterans experiencing homelessness. We got on one data system. We were able to say, let's all use the same thing, let's talk together, let's work together. We spent 4 years working on that one problem. We're proud to say that last month, Denver became one of the largest cities in the nation to reach something called quality data on veterans. What that means is that right now, we can tell you the exact number of veterans staying outdoors, who they are, what their names are, and what their needs are. We can quickly identify them and bring them indoors and get them on a path to housing. That is not something that we could do even a few months ago. We took that and then we said, we are dedicated to working together as a city and a community because this is not a city where anyone who served our country should have to sleep outdoors. So our outreach teams across the entire city meet 3 times a week to talk about, okay, these are the veterans staying outdoors. Where are they? Who's had contact? If any veteran walks in the front door of any of our service providers, there is an alert that pops up that says, call this person right now. We will come pick up this veteran and get them indoors. Every week, the leaders in this room meet together, and we talk about the biggest issues with this process. We talk about resources, and we figure out how we're going to solve it. That is what a system looks like that is serving the people experiencing homelessness, and most importantly, the people that have served our country. That is not to say that no veteran will ever sleep outdoors. What we're saying here today is that if a veteran is sleeping outdoors or staying outdoors, we can quickly connect them, we can quickly get them indoors, and we can get them on a path to housing. And that is a success of this work, and I want to thank all of our community partners who have made today possible. I've been doing this for 10 years, and today is the proudest day of my professional career because this is so meaningful, and this can only happen in a place like Denver. And so be proud today, Denverites, because we've done something really incredible here. And with that, I want to bring up the true star of today, Brian Asbeck, a veteran here in Denver, and to speak to you.
Hi, my name is Brian. For years, I struggled with homelessness, beginning in 2017. In 2021, I arrived in Denver, hoping for a fresh start, but quickly found myself living out of my vehicle. After months of hardship, I turned to the VA for help and was introduced to transformative programs like Valley Point and Denver Housing Association and others. Thanks to these life-changing resources, I've not only escaped homelessness, but rebuilt my life with the support I received. I now find myself self-sufficient and moving forward with hope and stability. I owe a tremendous debt of gratitude to the city of Denver, the mayor, the VA Medical Center, and VFW Post 1. For their unwavering support and their programs. Their dedication to helping veterans like me has been nothing short of life-saving. And I am deeply thankful for the opportunity they have given me to start over and thrive. I look forward to helping my veteran community by showing them, if you do the work, it is possible to live a life with purpose and meaning once again.
I must confess, I don't really know what we're doing next. I was just focused on Brian. I think are we signing this, and then are we taking questions, Jamie? Okay. Okay, let me say one more thing. Jesse, who's our state adjutant quartermaster and helps oversee this site, taught me this on the way in. The founder of this post was General Irving Hale. He founded VFW-1 in 1899. Irving Hale is who the Hale neighborhood is named after. If you live in Hale, it's who Irving Street is named after. It is who now historic Camp Hale is named after. As you know, Camp Hale in parts commemorates all of the 10th Mountain Division who fought in World War II and who trained to be able to operate in snow and mountain conditions. They literally trained to be able to take the mountains in Italy back from the Nazis, which meant they were able to hold Riva Ridge and then take all the way up through Verona up and through May of 1945 when the Nazis finally surrendered in Italy. Those were our soldiers who were taught and trained to be the best and brightest to fight in the snow and the cold if they had to save democracy. And they did that. They should not then have to come home to our American cities and fight through the snow and the cold to survive again. As winter settles in on this city, for us to say now in Denver, we will make sure that no veteran who has served and given everything will ever have to stay outside in the snow and the cold again, is a day this city should be incredibly proud of. So thank you all so much for being here. Okay, we are going to sign a commitment. Amir, do you want to say a minute about it, and then we'll take any questions people have. Go ahead.
So, well, thank you for welcoming me back up. We had some breaking news just yesterday, and we thought, considering we are here together as a team, as partners, this was the perfect opportunity for us to take another step. Yesterday, the Secretary of the VA, Secretary Dennis McDonough, put out a national news release announcing VA's plan to provide millions, actually hundreds of millions of dollars in grants for housing veterans across the nation, fully recommitting VA to our very important mission of supporting veterans experiencing homelessness. Now, this is a mission I know that we are all very much committed to. As part of VA's new initiative, in addition to funds that are being sent for housing grant per diem, in addition to funds for supportive services for veterans, things that can help a lot of folks out of homelessness, just as we have heard. There is another special part, which is a new Mayor's Pledge. That is an initiative for mayors across the country to state that they are joining us in the mission of housing veterans. Since Mayor Johnson is here, we thought this was a great opportunity. So I'm going to read off this pledge real quick. So the Mayor's Pledge to house homeless veterans. The mission of the Veterans Health Administration's Homeless Programs Office is to assist veterans and their families in obtaining permanent and sustainable housing with access to high-quality health care and supportive services, and to ensure that veteran homelessness is prevented or otherwise rare, brief, and non-recurring. No veteran should be homeless in the country they fought to defend. U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs invites mayors to make a pledge to house homeless veterans. The Mayor's Pledge is an opportunity for mayors and elected leaders of local communities to help veterans access affordable housing by encouraging landlords to pledge prioritized units to house veterans experiencing homelessness or at risk of homelessness. There are 3 easy steps, and I will tell you that our mayor here in Denver has already taken these steps, as have his team. 1, demonstrate your community's commitment by making this pledge. 2, ask landlords to prioritize housing for veterans by pledging their affordable rental units. And 3, celebrate your community's commitment. Mayor, if you would join me in signing, sir. And we can. Great.
Great. Are there questions or great. If there are folks that have questions, we're happy to answer them. If not, I have one more surprise signing I'm about to announce in a minute that I will not tell you about yet. Joe, what happened to your hair, man? It was enough to lose you. We got to lose you and the hair at the same time. Good to see you, sir. Sorry.
I wanted to ask, so, I believe it was June when we last came together at the campus out east, and at the time there were 52 veterans that had been identified on the streets. Is there an update on that number? I believe at the time the commitment was to reach functional zero for veterans
Yeah.
homelessness. Where's Denver on that commitment?
I'm really glad you asked, because I think that's the substance we want to describe, which is where we are right now is what we've defined as ending the cycle of street homelessness for veterans. What that means is we right now, and Jamie, correct me if I'm right in the numbers, we have 18 veterans we've connected to who that are left on the streets. 12 of those want to come into housing, and we have housing that we have connected them to, and we are moving them indoors. I will tell you, which is an important reality for us to address, the other 6 right now at this moment are refusing to come indoors. We know this population has gone through some of the most traumatic experiences of anyone in our civilization, of any of our homeless population. So we do occasionally contact individuals who will say, I don't feel comfortable being indoors in any setting right now. We'll keep working with them, supporting them, giving them all the services they need where they are, with the hope that they'll eventually choose to. But right now, every veteran in the city we have contacted, and every veteran in the city who wants to come indoors, we have a transitional housing unit to put them in. For us, that is the definition at this stage of ending the cycle of street homelessness for veterans.
Mayor, what is that transitional housing? Where
So these are our all-in sites. So when we talk about our all-in housing effort, this has been bringing 2,200 people off the streets over the last year and a half. A large number of those have been veterans. We've been able to identify and house them, and our all-in infrastructure is what makes it possible for us to say as soon as we find a veteran, we can contact them, we can put them into housing, is because we have the all-in sites as infrastructure to move them into. That's where they'll go.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
So other Colorado cities, municipalities, counties are also pursuing functional zero veteran homelessness. For instance, Douglas County just claimed that they've achieved that as well. What's the partnerships like among other cities in Colorado for this mission, and is there a same goal in mind? What's that to you?
We definitely have the same goal, and we're excited to partner. We want this to be true for veterans all over the state. I think we are the largest city ever in the country to reach this milestone because we know we have a much larger population of need than folks like Douglas County does. But we also know our veteran population is mobile, and we want to be able to get them services wherever they go. So we're grateful to the VA. So this is one we will partner with our other counties and regional partners on. Some of the data systems we use are shared and will connect. And so we are excited about Douglas County's progress. We want to work together with them, and we think this is a great step forward for us and them. Yeah, great question. Any others? Yes.
Hi, Mayor. Would you share with us a little bit of this information in Spanish as well, please?
Sí, por supuesto. Gracias. Hoy es un día muy importante en la historia de Denver porque hoy anunciamos que hemos terminado la experiencia de gente viviendo sin hogar que ya han servido en el militario de nuestro país. Entonces, hoy sabemos dónde están todas de estas personas y podemos conectarles con casas y con servicios para asegurar que nadie que da su vida a su país tiene que dormir en los calles. Gracias a usted. My final announcement, which I'm springing on Brian, is Brian, I would like to buy one of your amazing paintings, and I would like them to hang in the mayor's office. But I would first like to ask you to sign the back of it, and we'd love to have all the partners who've helped make today possible sign the back of it so it will live in our office as an example of both your service to this country, the struggle you've made it through, and the way this community has pulled together to make sure that all the folks that have needs can follow your path to success. So thank you. We're really grateful. Let's go get the painting. Thank you all so much for being here. We'll be around for other questions if you have them. We're going to pick paintings out.